What's up guys, so today I'm going to be explaining and teaching you guys how to clean and detail your car by yourself at home. I'm going to be going over step by step on what you need to clean and detail your car by yourself at home. So what you're going to need first is a pressure washer. Now if you do not have a pressure washer, you can use this. You can find this at Walmart for around like $25. This is like what attaches to your garden hose. Down here is like where you put in soap, and over here you have the dial which can adjust the thickness of the soap, and over here you can adjust the spray pattern. This is a great alternative if you do not have a pressure washer. However, I highly recommend you pick up a pressure washer because a pressure washer is going to get you way better results than a garden hose foam cannon. Now this is perfect if you're just like weekly like washing your car on the weekends and just want to do like a simple wash and your car isn't that dirty. This will pretty much like do a pretty good job at cleaning it. But however, a pressure washer is way better because pressurized water does way better obviously at scraping off heavy dirt and grime on the car. But however, the soap that this produces isn't really that thick. It's like extremely watery soap that like runs off of the panel really quick, versus the attach a foam cannon to a pressure washer gun. It's obviously going to get you way better, thicker suds and more thicker foam that will stay on the car and won't easily run off. Now, I bought this pressure washer from Canadian Tire, which is like the best selling at Canadian Tire right now. It's around $200. And the reason why I bought this is, first of all, this has a really cool feature on the gun where you could like adjust like what type of spray pattern you want. So this is a 15 degree. I could like rotate it and get it to 40 degrees or 0 degrees right on the tip of my hands. Versus if you use a tipped setup, you have to switch tips. Now I don't mind that, but here's why I recommend that you upgrade this pressure washer. First of all, the gun doesn't quickly connect and disconnect. You have to like screw it on. Same with the hoses. Now this one does have a quick connector on it. I bought it as an accessory because I do use this gun, but I don't recommend that you use it for detailing because this gun isn't made for detailing. This is more so made to wash concrete. However, what I use instead is this gun over here. This is the Swivel Gun Pro. And this has a swivel at the bottom, which helps the hose rotate and not get tangled up. Because if any one of you use a pressure washer, y'all can definitely relate to this, that the hoses easily get tangled up. And it's like a huge problem. Now this gun doesn't have the same problems that your standard pressure washer gun has. Therefore, it is much more of a better choice to use for detailing than that gun. The tips on it easily, like quick disconnect on it. Hold on. Let me just like get it out. Like it's in this rubberized boot and these tips are nice, like they're fancy. Let me just like quickly get it out and you know like use my foot to support it. Hold on a sec. I know, like just like using the camera. So holding the camera with my other hand. So I'm retracting the sleeve back and there we go. So this is secure in, and this obviously like, yeah, you're gonna be more closer to the vehicle with this than that. Therefore, you like cleaning the wheels with it isn't that practical. So therefore that gun has that positive in it, but this has a more consistent spray pattern. And when you attach this with a foam cannon, therefore it basically makes you feel like that you're using a paint gun. Like if you guys seen my videos on TikTok, you guys can definitely know it's really satisfying, and anyone who washes their own cars understands that it's very satisfying. However, now we're going to be talking about different foam cannons. So this one is the standard one that comes with your pressure washer. Now this will get you great results. It sprays on pretty good thick amount of foam, but at the end it's not as good compared to these two because it's still somewhat watery and it will run off the panel easily. And this doesn't quick disconnect onto the gun that easily, so you have to really use some force when you're connecting it and disconnecting it off the gun. Now this is the second foam cannon that I upgraded to. This one has a pretty big capacity, around 900 milliliters, so almost close to a liter, I guess. And this, you can adjust like the spray pattern and the thickness of the foam. But the one that I'm currently using is this one. Now, this one gets you amazing results. not only like, obviously like you have these features where like the common features that you can find on a foam cannon where you can adjust the thickness and the spray pattern, but you can also rotate it to what angle you're trying to spray from. So whether you want a vertical spray or a horizontal spray, that all comes down to your preference, because sometimes when you're washing trucks, the vertical spray pattern isn't the best when it comes to foaming up the truck. You're gonna have a lot of excess soap on the ground. So therefore it's best that you use the horizontal spray pattern. But this may not have that much of a big capacity compared to it. Like, I don't know if like they're the same. Like, I know some people say that it's pretty much the same as this, and that this has like a similar capacity as this, but what I've seen is that this holds less soap than this, but however, this gets you way thicker suds than this. One of the best foam cannons you can buy right now. Now, I know that there are some more expensive options like the Black Line foam cannon, but however, those are around like $80 to $100, and for someone who's just on a budget but yet still wants great results, I highly recommend that you pick up this foam cannon. I got it for around $35. Now the second thing that you're going to need are 2 buckets, therefore so you don't get scratches on your paint. The first bucket is the soap bucket. You're going to pour a little bit of soap in it and then mix it with water. And the second bucket is the water bucket. This is just going to be plain water, no mixtures with any soaps or anything like that. In this bucket, you're going to have a microfiber wash mitt or a wash pad, and I'll show you 2 different examples of what I use. So the first wash mitt that I use is this wash mitt that basically goes on your hand. It's like a glove. This does like pretty good when it comes to cleaning your car, because since it's on your hand like a glove, you're basically maneuvering it around like as if you're touching the vehicle. So therefore it does a pretty good job at getting off all the dirt. However, the second example that I have over here is this. This is also technically a wash mitt slash pad. This is like a 2-in-1. Now this one, it was technically inspired by the idea of combining both a wash mitt and a wash pad. Now, I used to use wash pads, but I later stopped using them, and because the fibers in it aren't as big as these, they're much smaller, they trap dirt, so therefore there's a higher chance that you will be scratching your vehicle. This doesn't do that. This is basically a wash mitt like slash pad. When you basically combine the two, this gives you the advantages of a pad, because pads are huge, they're much more maneuverable, but at the same time the wash mitt does a much better job at cleaning your car. So this is like the second choice that I use when cleaning cars. Now the third thing that you can use on big vehicles like pickup trucks and minivans is a wash mitt with an extension. Now it's basically a wash mitt slash pad with an extension. It basically goes on top of this like plastic piece. This is perfect if you're washing like big trucks or minivans, because oftentimes there are places on it that are hard to reach. But however, the biggest disadvantage with this is these two are double-sided. So therefore, when you're cleaning the car, you can use one side to clean one panel and then flip it around and clean the other panel. However, with this is only one-sided, so therefore you're going to be rinsing it quite a bit in the water bucket. So this is only perfect to use on big vehicles with hard to reach spots. But however, when you're washing a minivan or a pickup truck or any big vehicle with hard to reach spots, I would recommend that you only use this on the top parts of the vehicle. Therefore, like reducing the chances of scratching the car and making it easy to reach the car's like these areas. But the wash mitt and the wash pad, I recommend that you use them more so on the bottom, so therefore you get a better grip on the surface and it's more easier for you to get off the dirt safely off the paint without scratching the paint. Now that I've gone over the basics on what you're gonna need to get started on washing your car, now let's talk about chemicals and products. So this is the car soap that I use to wash my car. This is like ranked pretty good, like it'll give your vehicle a pretty good shine, but however, use whatever you're comfortable with. It's all your preference. I personally like McGuire's. I feel like McGuire's makes really good detailing products, and I personally like Gold Class because they make products that will give your vehicle a really good shine. But however, it's all your preference. Now, the second thing that you're gonna need is a spray bottle mixed with some soapy water. And it's basically this soap over here. This is for more so if you're like cleaning interior. And the third thing that you're gonna need is a wheel cleaner. Now, Wheels build up a lot of brake dust from daily driving. When you like press the brakes, the brake rotor, like when the brake pad and brake rotors like come in contact with each other, it's basically acting as sandpaper. It's sanding off some of that brake disc like metals that are basically falling onto the wheels, those follicles, and then they become stuck onto the wheel. That's basically called brake dust. And if you let it sit there on the wheel for too long, your wheels will be then caked in brake dust. So therefore, wheel cleaners are a must. And once again, this is a Meguiar's product, and this wheel cleaner, the reason why I really like it is because this has iron decon in it, which easily like breaks down any iron deposits embedded into the wheels. And this is like suitable for all type of wheels, chrome, steel, aluminum, all of them. So this is perfect for those. And the fourth thing that I use on my car is a proper glass cleaner. Now, after when you wash your car, I know some of you all can relate to this. Like, let's say you dry the car. When you roll down your windows, you're gonna get that water back on your windows, and then later if you let it sit on there for too long, it's gonna streak your windows. So this is perfect for like your after washes. Now, but however, you're also gonna need this day to day to clean the glass, because your bird poop and fingerprints, all these other things. So this is the glass cleaner that I use, invisible glass. And this like basically goes on there like a foamy solution. It will like eat away any like dirt or debris on the glass, and then you could just like wipe it off with a microfiber towel, and it will basically like make the glass like streak free. And it also doesn't have ammonia in it, so therefore it's safe to use on your tinted windows. All right, so now I'm going to be going over what you're going to need to clean the interior of your car. Now, I'm not going to be showing you how to wash your car. I've already made videos on TikTok about it, so you guys can go on my TikTok and see those videos. So the first thing that you're gonna need to clean the interior of your car, the main first thing is a shop vac. Now, without a vacuum, don't even think about cleaning the interior of your car. Without a vacuum, don't even say that your car is clean. A vacuum like this does an amazing job at cleaning your interior. Now, this vacuum has around 5 horsepower. It's pretty powerful. It's not like the best. There are other better options out there. There are some that have like a much bigger tank to hold much more dirt and debris, but those are also like over $100. And if you're on a budget, this is perfect. I got this for around 30 bucks from Walmart, which is a pretty good deal. Now, a vacuum is key essential for cleaning the interior of your car. Your carpets hold dirt, your seats hold dirt. There's a lot of places that hold dirt, depending on like how you treat your car. So a vacuum is the #1 most essential thing for cleaning your interior. Now, the second thing that you need to clean your interior are some detailing brushes. Now, this may look familiar to you. Some of you might say that I've seen this somewhere before. Well, yes, this is also what girls use to put on their makeup, but obviously we're using it to clean the interiors of our cars. And the reason why we use a detail brush is because when you just simply like spray on cleaner, like this, like let's just say, oh, you're spraying cleaner all over the place, you're not going to be able to get into those cracks and crevices like this detailing brush does. This does an amazing job at cleaning like hard to reach spots. And it also gets into those nooks and crannies on those texture spots, so therefore there's not a single speck of dust left. Now, you might have seen detailers on TikTok and YouTube use it on like leather seats, like or headliner, just anywhere. The reason why we use it is because it creates a lather foamy solution which stays onto it, and then we go over it with our microfiber towel, so therefore we're ensuring we're getting a proper clean, versus if you just like spray the panel and then just like quickly wipe it off, you may leave certain bit of dust behind, but it really just depends. Like sometimes like some detailers are more comfortable with just like spraying on cleaner and then wiping it off with a microfiber towel. However, I personally prefer to use a detailing brush because this does the absolute best job at cleaning the interior of your car. Now I'm going to be going over what you need to know when cleaning your interior. So the first main thing that you obviously need to do is to first of all clean your floor mats. Now I use rubber floor mats all year round, and 2 reasons. Now, first of all, rubber floor mats come standard in cars here in Canada because of harsh winters. You're not going to be able to use carpeted floor mats in the winter because therefore all of that like wet salt and like snow that is like on your shoes is gonna like drench down and get into your carpets and leave staining in your carpet. I'll kind of show you an example. Like I did recently clean it up over here, but what essentially happened was like there was like a little bit of a salt stain and it got embedded into the carpet. Now when cleaning like tough stains, obviously you would use like an extractor with some carpet cleaner and drill brushes, but rubber floor mats are perfect here for Canadian winters, but also in the summer. Here's why I use rubber floor mats. Carpeted floor mats, like as you can see, I drove my car today, so obviously you get a little bit of like dirt in your shoes. That's normal. Like even if you rinse out your feet before getting in, which is a great practice when getting into your vehicle, they're still gonna get a little bit dirty. But the thing with carpeted floor mats is that they trap dirt in it and it's pretty much impossible to remove. So I personally prefer rubber. That's just my personal preference, but however, everyone's got their own preference. Now obviously the first thing that you need to do is clean your floor mats. Now when on my detailing videos on TikTok, I've shown you how to clean rubber floor mats. It's super easy. You just use a pressure washer, you go over it with a wash mitt. You can even use a foam cannon if you like kind of doubt yourself that a wash mitt isn't really gonna do a good job. You can like foam it up, but however, I don't like to waste the soap, so therefore I just go over it with a wash mitt if they're not that dirty. Now after when you remove your floor mats, you're gonna vacuum the entire interior of your car. Now it really just depends on how much dirt there is considering how you take care of your car. But when you're vacuuming your interior, you're also gonna wanna like vacuum over here. So you're definitely gonna wanna move the seats. That's one thing that you're gonna do. Now you can also like vacuum over here. It's gonna make a much better job. Yeah, vacuum the cup holders, vacuum the shifter area, any area where there's like dirt, vacuum most of the harsh dirt, so therefore there's not that much like in your way when you're cleaning the interior of your car. You can also use an air hose, but I don't personally prefer because it's sometimes like I feel it spreads the dirt around. And the second misconception that a lot of people have is that, oh, if you spray chemical, isn't that going to damage the electronics of your vehicle? Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not true. The electronics are protected underneath over here. They have like insulation under it, so therefore like they're not easily going to get damaged if you get a little bit of water into them. However, I once saw a video on Instagram where someone was like cleaning the interior of a car using a pressure washer. I highly do not recommend doing that. Pressurized water can damage things. Even when you're using a pressure washer to clean the exterior of your car, I don't recommend that you get too close with it, especially if you're using a small nozzle like a 15-degree nozzle. I know I use it sometimes to rinse the wheel wells if there's like caked up mud. Oftentimes I don't even recommend using a small nozzle on the paint because chances are if you get close, it could damage the paint. And it's 100% a no-no to use a 0-degree nozzle on the paint. That will easily like damage the paint. So using a pressure washer is a complete no-no for the interior. Just spray some chemicals or like some products on the interiors and it will easily get the job done. And another thing when it comes to using like what type of like chemicals or products to use, do not use anything that's too harsh because then you can like fade out your plastics. Like I don't know if you guys could see this, this plastic is perfectly fine. I've taken care of it, but I will kind of show you an example of what it looks like. So if you look at my glove box, I once did use some like dish soap and warm water to clean some harsh like stains on it. It kind of did cause some fade marks over here. I don't know if the camera could really pick it up. I don't recommend that you do that. Now, I just don't generally recommend using harsh chemicals or products to clean your car, no matter how dirty it is. Like anything that has a pH like level below 7, like anything that's not pH neutral, it's not going to be good for your car. Even when it comes to cleaning the paint of your car, I recommend using soaps that are like dedicatedly made to clean like a car's paint, not like homemade dish soaps or homemade Dawn products or like detergents or anything like that. That's gonna strip off waxes and ceramic coatings, and I'm gonna get into that in the next few steps on protection on your car, the one main thing that you need to keep your car clean. Now here's the question: why wash your car at home? Why don't you just take it to a car wash? Well, there's a few main reasons. Us car enthusiasts love to wash our cars by ourselves at home. It's part of the maintenance. We like to take care of them. But if you guys know the reality of car washes, automatic car washes scratch your paint. Now, My car, I've been washing it by hand ever since I got it. I had this for about 3 years now. It has like a little bit over 100,000 kilometers, which is kind of normal for 3 years. Now, somewhat taking care of it, it is normal to have a little bit of scratches on it. I'll kind of show you on the trunk. You are going to get a little bit of scratches on it. I'm not going to say that it's going to be scratch proof. If you want the ultimate way to get your car scratch proof, that is paint protection film, because paint protection film is self-healing and it will heal out those scratches if when heat applied. But let's say if you do not go with a higher quality paint protection film, therefore it will still protect the paint of your vehicle from scratches, therefore preventing you from losing thousands of dollars in value. Because let's be honest, when we're going car shopping, we're not going to buy a car that has like swirl marks on it, that is scratched up. We're obviously going to pay less for a vehicle that it hasn't been taken care of, versus we'd rather obviously pay more for a vehicle that's been taken care of by the previous owners. Now, I don't know if the camera could pick it up, but you can see those tiny little swirl marks there. This is normal. It happens, but they're not as visible, because when I back away from the paint, they're not visible under all light. They're only visible under certain lights, such as sunlight or like this natural like light bulbs. So, or if like when I do point my like phones, like cameras, like flashlight, you can kind of see them, but mostly you can see the sparkles and glitter in the paint. I know like I really do like the paint on my car, and I'm glad that like I've been taking care of it and it still looks good to this day. Now, why do I say that it's normal to get like small, tiny scratches on your car? Well, two reasons. Now, the first one has to do with I have a black car. Now, anyone who knows, black is probably one of the worst colors you can buy for a car when it comes to appearance-wise, but it's also the best. There's a reason why we love it. An all blacked out car basically looks sexy as hell. I'm not gonna lie. Anytime, like when this thing is detailed, I take it out, when the sun is setting, it looks phenomenal. I have like videos of it, pictures of it on TikTok. Y'all can basically go see it. This thing looks nice when you take care of it. But most of the time, black cars are going to give you a problem. Now, this video isn't talking about like what problems come with owning a black car. I can make a whole separate video on the problems of owning a black car. But however, yes, black paint shows clear coat scratches way easier than any other paint. White is probably the best at hiding away clear coat scratches. Black shows any imperfections. Now, if you're like very OCD about like, oh, I got a minor scratch when I was like washing my car, I may have rubbed over the panel a little harsh when I was going over with the wash mitt. The second thing is that, yeah, cars nowadays, like manufacturers are cutting costs where we're basically have cheaper clear coat on cars that scratches easily and chips easily. But however, if you do get some minor scratches, you could go in with like a small, like not too much of an aggressive, like polish, like just a scratch removal polish. You don't need to use compound. Compound is for more harsh like damage on the clear coat, and you can get rid of those scratches. So these are the reasons why we don't take our cars to a car wash, because we want them to look clean and we want them to look scratch free. And the thing with car washes is that some people might disagree in the comments and say that not really true. Like you can also take it to a touchless car wash. Well, the thing with touchless car washes is that they strip off waxes, sealants, and ceramic coatings on your paint because they use harsh chemicals. And the biggest disadvantage of using harsh chemicals, as I mentioned previously before, is that it ruins the finish on your paint. Your clear coat isn't really gonna look that good anymore. It's gonna like start to fade easily. It's gonna like not look as shiny. Like it's not good for your car's paint. But however, what you could do is that you could take your car to a hand wash where you can wash it yourself by hand. This is what I typically do in the winter, because obviously I cannot wash my car at home in the winter because A, my garage doesn't have a hose system where I can connect a garden hose, and second thing is that I do not have a heated garage. I'm not living the life of luxury right now yet. Maybe one day I hope I could like build this in my garage so I don't have to take my car to a car wash in the winter, so I can also detail it in the winter, because during the winter this never stays clean. This is always dirty. But when you take it to a hand wash, car wash, the main thing that I would tell you guys to stay away from is using those brushes, the foam brushes, because foam brushes is the main thing that causes scratches on your paint. Although they may advertise it that, oh, like you can rinse it out, like yeah, it collects dirt from other vehicles, you can rinse it out and therefore you'll be good, but no, they are not as smooth as microfiber, like cloths, towels, pads, mitts, whatever. They are going to scratch your paint. And the second thing with hand wash car washes is that they also have some soaps that are like harsh that will strip waxes and sealants off of your paint. And I personally don't really like that. So I try my best to wash it myself in the winter as possible. If it's like a nice day where the snow has melted and I could wash it at home, I will. I do have some things that do like help me wash it in the winter, because as if it's cold, the first thing is that I fill the water in my buckets, not from my garden hose. I use my sink. I have warm water in the buckets, so therefore I don't have to freeze. The second thing is that I also use a thermostat, like in my pressure washer. You can buy those devices from Amazon. They're around like 20 bucks. They'll basically keep the pressure washer water warm, because the water that comes from your garden hose, it's cold, and there's a reason behind it, because when you're watering your plants, you don't want to give them warm water during the summer. You want the plants to be cool. Obviously, I'm not going to get into detail with that. So those are some of the things that I use to like clean my car in the winter. But now I'm going to get onto the protection thing. So what is protection? Protection is basically a layer of something that you apply to the paint to protect it, so therefore it's much easier for you to maintain your vehicle. Now, protection comes in basically 4 forms. The first one is waxes. The second one is sealants, which are basically similar to waxes, but they are a little bit more greater than like waxes, because waxes only will last you around 1 to 3 months. Sealants will last you around 2 to 6 months, if I believe so, or 2 to 4 months. Not sure about that. And the third one, which I don't have with me, is ceramic coatings. Now, ceramic coatings will basically like give your vehicle a protection of 1 to 3 years or 5 to 10 years, depending on which coating you use. And the fourth one is paint protection film. Paint protection film basically is the best of both worlds. It will protect your paint from any damage, but at the same time give that hydrophobic effect, which waxes, sealants, and ceramic coating does, make it easier to clean and maintain. So what can you expect from protection? The first thing that you can expect from protection is hydrophobicity. Now, I'm not going to get into the science behind what it is, but I'll kind of show you. When I pour water on this panel, see, it runs off. It doesn't stick to the panel. It will like leave some minor water spots on it, but it will basically like be easier to clean off. Now, what happens when your car doesn't have any protection on it? The water will basically like stay on the paint like as a flat surface, and it will stick there for hours. And when you dry your car, it's gonna make it pretty much impossible to dry your car. But with protection, like whether it's wax, sealants, or ceramic coatings, it makes like cleaning and maintaining your vehicles way more easier. The water just easily runs off the panel. The dirt doesn't stick to it. Bugs don't stick to it. A lot of things don't stick to it. Now, I went as far as ceramic coating the glass. So here I have my windshield ceramic coated. So I'm gonna just like throw a little bit of water on it. And as you can see, the water just runs off. Now, why? Well, the best thing about this is that if you live in an area where it rains quite a bit, like I do, so in the summer we do get quite a bit of rainstorms, this will improve your visibility. Now, the windows did come ceramic coated from the factory. Your glass comes like nano coated from the factory. What they do is like when glass is being manufactured for a car's vehicle, they basically apply a nano coating on it, which will protect it from scratches, and therefore it will like repel water. Now, however, some people may say to me that, oh, our glass doesn't do this, our windows don't repel water. Well, I could give you 2 reasons for that. First thing is that your glass has contaminants in it. Now, the way how you get it off is that you use glass cleaner and use a clay bar, and you can easily get those contaminants off. Or the third thing is that you've taken your vehicle to a automatic car wash, which has basically scratched the glass and used like the harsh chemicals like over and over being used on it has removed that protective coating. Now, the thing with glass coating is that it lasts much stronger than paint coating. If you were to take a ceramic coated car to a car wash, it will immediately get a strip off the coating off the paint, but the glass, it will remain on it, and over and over when you take it, it will then eventually strip it off. But most of the time when you buy a new car, you're 100% gonna get glass that easily repels water. And it's obviously to do with visibility. Protection isn't gonna make your paint dirt proof. Like, oh, I don't need to wash my car anymore since it's like protected with like waxes, sealants, or ceramic coating, or if I have paint protection film. You still have to wash your car. That's just the reality of it. This just makes it much easier to clean and maintain it. It cuts down your wash time. It cuts down all other like maintenance time. The best thing that I've seen with this is it cuts down my drying time. When I got this car for about a year, like I didn't put any ceramic coating on it. The dealership put a sealant on it, which was like cheap. It literally like came off easily. I started using waxes, and I showed you the wax that I used before. It obviously gave my paint a much deeper, glossier shine, but the thing that I hated about wax is like I never understood one purpose of it, that why is it that they only last 1 to 3 months? Like after 1 to 3 months, you're back to the water sticking to your paint, like no hydrophobicity on your paint. And yeah, I didn't like that because I was thinking to myself that do I really now get into the routine of like waxing it after every 1 to 3 months? I was like, I need to put some proper protection on it that will like basically like last long term. Now, the thing with ceramic coating is that like I was first thinking about getting paint protection film all the way around because I want to protect the paint of my vehicle. I don't want it to like get chipped or scratched. But the thing is that with paint protection film is that it is a much more expensive option. I got quoted around $5,000 to $7,000 from shops, just an average. And when I was searching for PPF, I wanted to do matte PPF because I wanted to matte out the paint. But however, whether I did gloss or matte, it was still going to be the same cost. That's just the cost for my vehicle. But the biggest problem is that my car did not come with any factory PPF. So therefore, you guys can see all these tiny little specks in the paint. These are rock chips. But the thing with ceramic coatings is that a lot of people say that, oh, it will make your car scratch proof. Like you just get some ceramic coating, it will like pretty much make it really hard to scratch. True and false at the same time. Ceramic coatings will reduce the chances of you getting like clear coat scratches. Yes, clear coat scratches, not rock chips. Because the science behind rock chips is that when a rock hits your paint really hard, it will chip off the paint. So paint protection film is the best solution for that. But the thing about ceramic coatings is that when I was doing research, ceramic coatings are a much more cheaper option for your paint if you want protection. It will give the gloss, it will give the shine, it will give the hydrophobicity, but at the same time, you're not breaking the bank. Yeah, it will not give you some benefits of paint protection film, but it is still a very good cost option if you're not willing to like spend like 5 to 7 grand for paint protection film. Now, the ceramic coating job, I did it myself on my car. I did not take it to a shop. Shops were quoting around $1,500 to $2,000 for my car. And that's not bad compared to the quota that I got for paint protection film. But ceramic coating, like the ceramic coating that I applied to my car, it has been lasting for quite a bit now. And I have gotten pretty good results with this. Like you guys, like if you've seen my videos on TikTok, y'all would know it's pretty hydrophobic. However, the thing that I've seen with ceramic coatings is that, yeah, it's fun to watch them like bead water and all that, but if you do not take care of them, they will not last. You have to take care of it. You have to wash your car. It doesn't mean that, oh, like wash it every day, but like wash it like once a week or twice a week. Twice a week is the max. You have to bi-weekly wash your car when it's ceramic coated, because if you don't, the pores of the ceramic coating will be blocked and therefore it will not give you those results. Now, some people have talked about like, is this normal? Like our ceramic coatings aren't performing like the day they used to when we first installed them. They're like water still sticks to the paint. They're not acting as hydrophobic. Well, you can reverse it. You could like try using iron remover or tar remover or clay bar decontamination. That is the first reason why that oftentimes happens. So when we drive our cars, obviously they collect certain types of dirt, which is called inorganic dirt, which we cannot physically see with our eyes. Those are called contaminants. Those are one things that cause ceramic coatings to not perform as well. And if your paint is heavily contaminated, then chances are the ceramic coating is dead. So that is one way to revive it. But the second thing is the unfortunate thing that, yeah, if it's not performing well and you've done the decontamination, you've done like the iron remover, tar remover, all that, and it's still not performing well, then chances are it's dead. Now, some people have also tried using water spot remover. That also works really good to like revive your ceramic coating. But if none of those things are working, then yeah, your ceramic coating is dead. All right, anyways, guys, that's all it for today's video. I hope this helps you guys like when it comes to washing your cars at home or any detailing tips. I know like this is just more so about like detailing tips on like how to just like simply wash your car at home. I can get into all the sciences behind like ceramic coatings, paint protection film, wraps, like tints, PPF, like, or like just anything with cars in general. I can get into all the science behind that, but that's just the main focus of today's video was all about helping you guys wash your cars at home and maintain them. If you guys do need help with anything, like tell me in the comments below. I'll definitely make a video on it and get into the sciences behind that and explain to you like all of the things with it. But anyways, that's just gonna wrap up for today's video. I do have some other videos like coming up. One of them is replacing this ugly worn out wrap with actual carbon fiber mirror caps. Yeah, so I will have a video coming up on that soon. So anyways, like stay tuned and see ya.